Well, the things that 6-year-old Orion Williams has experienced, no one should ever have to go through. But there are people working in our community right now in order to make sure that that cycle of violence ends. Joining us right now, we have Chris Johnson from Gentlemen of Distinction Mentor Program. And we're also joined by Carl Holloway, the Executive Director of May I Community Outreach. We appreciate you both being here. We know that you're a part of different organizations, but you're both working to build community and mentorship, particularly with young people. Carl, for you, what kind of interactions as a part of your organization do you have with the young people that you're working with, and what's the impact that you actually see with that?
Well, I'm glad you asked, and thanks for allowing us the moment to speak. Next month will be our 5th year. We have May I, which is motivating adults and youth individually. And what we're doing, we're interacting with males between the ages of 8 and 17 twice a week here at Carver Center. We have a community partnership with Carver Center under an ICEJA grant. So it allows us to interact with youth, meet them where they are, get to the root of what the problem is. I'm noticing a lot of our young people have a hard time discerning between conflict resolution and how to resolve it. So what we do is we find out what the problem is, work on different skills that are productive, and find positive ways to come up with the outcomes. Just a week or two ago, I had 2 that were on the basketball court, and they couldn't seem to get along. So what we did was we took a break for a moment, got the gloves out. We got a pair of gloves, and I let them, kind of slug it out for about 30 seconds. They were both tired, decided they wanted to hug, give a dap, and get back on the basketball court. And so that was something that stopped right then and there. And then you have other situations that don't get resolved, and then the police get involved.
But it's important to see that there are alternatives in order to make that happen. Chris, we know Gentlemen of Distinction obviously targets young men, working with young men in our community. Why is that a demographic of people that you specifically wanted to work alongside to mentor?
Well, simple for me. I come from Peoria, Illinois, and all I did or I want to do was just to give back the way people gave back to me. I was very fortunate to have some very prominent people in the community who took time out of their lives to come back to make sure I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, kept me on the straight and narrow. I have 5 older brothers, and so that helped. All their friends made sure that I did the things I needed to do and stuck to the course that I was supposed to be following somewhat. I made some mistakes, but again, I had that support. So that's all I'm doing now is getting back with the young guys. My program actually started out at Manual High School when I was an officer for the school district under Dr. Karat. And just took that time and I wanted to do something different with these young men while I had that platform. So Gentlemen of Distinction started there, and just challenging the guys to be different. We don't have to follow suit. You don't have to be like everyone else. I mean, after a point, I really don't even look at it as a mentoring program anymore. We're family. I spend time with them. We went to dinner tonight just to chop it up and find out what's going on in their lives, just to be an ear sometimes,
Well, you bring up an interesting point. You both are very involved in their lives, and in some cases filling a void that maybe parents should be. How much responsibility do you feel that parents should have in just making sure their kids are behaving properly?
Well, that's huge. I mean, parenting, I'm a parent myself, and it's ongoing, But it's good, like I said previously, it's just good to be able to be there and have that ear when they do come across these challenges. Because life is very challenging for teenagers, especially today. And so that's all I do. And I work tight with the parents. If mom says no, that's no. If we have an event that we're going to go to, whether it be a college visit or we're just going to go out to dinner and hang out, if mom says he ain't going. Because I work that closely with the parents.
Some really good conversations that we will continue to have. Lastly, where can people go to volunteer or even enroll their children in your respective programs?
Well, May I has a website. It's www.mayicommunityoutreach.com. And any males or any females that want to get involved with helping as a volunteer or want to provide some support, even come in and speak with our youth.
And briefly, Chris, for you?
For me, my guys recruit for me. They enjoy what we do, and so they'll call me and say, Chris, I got a couple guys interested. I said, bring them with.
Gentlemen,
and so that's how
you.
we do it.